I'm not sure if you guys are aware, but I have an addiction, okay? And this addiction is married at first sight. Um, to be honest with you, when I first saw them, I was kind of like, okay. Just in my opinion, homeboy is not attractive, but and it's funny because watching it, I would ask my husband if it's something that he would do or what have you. Me, this is something I would do if it was my husband on the other end. I'm not even gonna lie to you because he's fine. I do not think that they will last. I think they will opt in for a divorce. Okay, so what we're gonna do is they consummated their marriage. Okay, they did the do. They did not, however, do it on their honeymoon. And to be honest with you, going just to buzzkill or spoiler, none of them do. None of them consummate their marriage at the honeymoon. They gonna last. They're gonna last. They're gonna last. Keith and Iris. Let me tell you about them, okay? This couple is because Iris is a virgin. Yes, I said a virgin, okay? And I love virgin. The mom was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna have to tell my son that. I'm like, girl, I would be like, yes, my son is gonna couple, I think they're gonna make it only if dude can, buckle down and not put the pressure on her with, her virginity. But I think she very well may lose it to him. And I love, 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 love them, okay? And let me tell you something, okay? And I love her family, and it kind of reminds me of something that my family would do, okay? First and foremost, they had chemistry. It was crazy, their chemistry. They look like they are a match made in heaven. But like I just read, his parents are divorced. And so he found it to be kind of awkward, if you will, for them to be at his wedding, especially going through what they went through, and the divorce was not good. So they weren't there. So they called him to the dance floor with his mom to do the mother and son dance. And he was like, my mom's not here. My mom's not here, and I felt so bad for him. This is when it gets real sweet, okay? If you're a sap, go on and skip through this. But Amber's mother asks for him to dance with her because his mom wasn't there. And I just, based off of their chemistry and stuff like that, I think that yes, they're going to last. And I'm not sure if they consummated their marriage. They seemed like they were going to too at the ending of that episode, as well as the third episode that they were. Hello, you guys, and welcome to Reviews with Whitney D. I'm Whitney D. Let's get into this, shall we? It's just my view. I digress. It's exciting. Hey, you guys. Okay, so as promised, I told you guys in an earlier video that I was going to follow back up with the whole Married at First Sight. Just to be honest with you, the first video that I did didn't get good feedback, but this recent one that I did on husbands Keith and Greg got some nice feedback, and so I was surprised and excited to try at it again with you guys. So this is going to be somewhat of a recap, if you will. I did not get to watch tonight's episode, and I did that intentionally because I kind of wanted maybe something else to talk about. So this is really just solely based off of where they're at right now, okay? So let me just get into the couple so you guys know exactly who they are. So while I'm putting out their names and stuff like that, you won't be like, who? Anyway, so it's Deanna and Gregory, okay? And then there is Elizabeth and Jamie, okay? And then there is Iris and Keith. And then last but not least, the fourth couple, Matthew and Amber. Okay. So I'm gonna just go by the first couple in which I told you guys about, and I'm going to do. I will say it's somewhat of a recap, because I like I said I didn't get to watch tonight's episode, and I'm not going to until after everything. But nonetheless, Deanna and Gregory. Now, they're all of the couples are past the whole halfway mark, okay? They're now at this stage where they actually got through doing what they have just started to be a precursor to decision day. It was like a ceremony in which they would go before the doctors and the psychologists and therapists and all this stuff like that, matchmakers and things like that. And then they'll just, talk to them and see if this is something they actually want to continue with, or at that point in time, did they want to stop? And I thought that was real dope, you know. And I was kind of scared and nervous because I was like, uh-oh, especially with everything that was going on. Okay, I'm gonna go couple for couple, and we're gonna go up until the point in which they are now, and I'm gonna give you my predictions. Okay, and I'm gonna let you know what I decided on the last episode about them too. Okay, so Deanna and Gregory, all right, they to me, uh, not necessarily started off rocky. I didn't think she really was that attracted to him, but clearly she was, because they end up consummating their marriage, and they kind of did it later than any other couple, okay? But they did, and yeah, she finds him attractive and she likes him. And on one episode, she got sick, and he was very attentive, and he was just doing all kinds of just sweet gestures to, kind of loosen her up or whatnot, and he did. Now, on the episode that I did, I mean, the video that I did, I said that they did not have intercourse. Now, that has changed in lieu of everything. And I said that I wasn't sure if they were going to make it. Okay. And so I think we're down to like one or two more episodes before the end of the end. So my prediction again with them, I think, because they have actually been going at it through a realistic time frame. So I think they're actually going to last. So my prediction again with them is that they're going to actually continue past, and they're going to stay married, or they're going to actually, I'll just say they're going to choose to stay married, okay, in this situation, okay? Now, Elizabeth and Jamie. Okay, crazy thing, because they were one of my favorite couples. Okay, I thought they had a genuine love for each other, or like, if you will, for each other. And I know you heard me say the key word, they were, because here recently they have been getting into some of the weirdest and some of the tumultuous fights. And I mean, I'm just like, wow. It's like me and my husband been married, going on 5 years, together for six, and they argue and fight like us, and we in this thing, and they ain't even barely a month in, and the way they argue and stuff like that, I was just like, wow. You think that, oh my gosh, like, they've been married forever, and it's not a good thing. I'm sorry, it's not a good thing to me, because it's just like showing clear signs that, you know, I don't think they're gonna last. Because the thing is that um I want to say they both are runners, if you ask me. Now, sometimes you want, not want, you kind of just want it to be a balance to where, we both can't be runners. You know what I'm saying? I'll be the runner and you're going to have to be the stopper or something, but they both are runners. They both like run out on each other. When they get into it, and when times get hard, they're both, or one or the other, are ready to run out on each other. It's no common ground. It's no somebody saying, well, no, stop, don't go. They both will leave. One, it's like they bounce off each other. One to go, and then the other stay, and then the next time they get into it, vice versa. But anyway, so they consummated their marriage like early on. I think it was like the honeymoon or something like that, or days after the honeymoon, because she was on her cycle during their little phase when all of them went to their little honeymoon trip. Okay, but they did consummate their marriage and they did so after that. Speaking of which, there was kind of an issue with Elizabeth because it seemed like Jamie is like some kind of nympho, if you will. And so she was just saying, like, one, I'm still getting to know you. Two, it's like, come on now, that's not realistic, you know? And in all honesty, like I said, as a married woman, and that's how me and my husband first started. We was like rabbits. But then it does kind of die down. You do want a healthy sex life though as a married couple. Um, so you want to work on that. But this guy was like trying to get out of her. If I'm not mistaken, I want to say like 3 or 4 times a day. You know what I'm saying? Like he really, really wanted it. And that's great you find somebody who's that sexually attracted to you. But if you're trying to extend a lifetime with him, you don't want to wear stuff out. And she was even saying, and she got real transparent. She was like, I'm getting, yeast infections and stuff like that. My stuff is drying out. Like calm down. Like, can we just, But anyway, so they are kind of rough, and I'm not quite sure about them. At first, early on, I was like, yeah, they're gonna last. They seem genuine. Now, I take that back. I don't think they're gonna last. And even if they were to go past decision day and stay married, I don't think they really, in real time, in real life, will be a couple that will stand the test of time because they are just showing clear signs that they can't weather the storm. So I'm gonna have to say, in lieu of what I said on the initial video about them staying together, I take that back. I don't. I no longer think that. Okay. Now moving right along to Keith and Iris. Okay, so as you guys know, she's a virgin. That has not changed. And to be honest with you, she's starting to really like irritate me. Now, first on, she kind of did with the whole dress situation. I want it to be white, 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 white. And I was just like, oh my gosh, like, to be honest with you, she makes more of a big deal of her virginity, her sexual unpeakness than anybody else does. She does. And I get it, granted. But she puts it out there like it's like it shouldn't be a big deal to him. Well, you're making it a big deal to him. Like they play the little sex games and stuff like that, and she's, acting real rude and just real ignorant and just real just kitty and childlike. She's very immature. Granted, like I said in one video, I think that comes with the whole maturity in kind of breaking that Pandora box. If you notice, like growing up, my mom would say stuff like, um, girls say, have sex, whatever, they smell themselves, quote unquote. They come into their self. And then you kind of see their whole demeanor and personality change. So she has not experienced that. So I think she's still kind of childlike at nature, which is it's like an okay thing. That's why you need somebody that's the opposite of you to balance that out. And I think Keith is the right guy because he seems to be up for the challenge. I just feel sorry for him in the aspect that she doesn't recognize that. So they have not consummated the marriage still. Do I think that they're gonna last? I think to them, I said I wasn't sure, I didn't know. Now I'm sure. I feel like they will. She really genuinely, I think, cares about him and wants it to work. I think they do need to work past their whole sexual thing because at the end of the day, um, that really doesn't matter. When you're thinking about years into something, that eventually you're not going to be able to have sex. So it's like, what is going to connect you guys? And so if you work on that early on, then sex is like the secondhand thing. But to be honest with you, and just to get all spiritual on you guys, but you're not fully married until you consummate your marriage, until you get in that bedroom and become one. So hopefully in real time, in real life, they've already did that and she trusts him to be that person and he trusts himself to be that person as well. So I think that they will go beyond decision day and move forward. Now, last but definitely not least, Matthew and Amber. Okay, they were another couple that I actually loved because I felt like spot on. They had chemistry, and they did. I think they actually did have sex on their honeymoon night, like when they went to the room. If I'm not mistaken. If not, it was like a day or two later, even before they went to their little trip or whatever with all the other couples for a honeymoon. And so I was just like, yeah, yeah, yeah. But then the truth started coming out, and I started seeing how immature that Matt Big grown 31-year-old self was, in the sense of, I mean, he just still had his little globe-trotting mentality of being, this basketball player, this international basketball player. Negro, well, you're not Negro, but dude, you're no longer, a basketball player, in the sense of you're a married man. And contrary, you know, that's what, basketball players are known for. I mean, anybody that sits away from their wife too long kind of get itching or whatever. But you signed up for the show. Do what you need to do. He would go out constantly with his friends. He wouldn't answer his phone, leave his ring at house, just doing all kind of disrespectful stuff. But my thing is I can't really blame Matthew, because a person is only going to do what you allow them to do. And Amber, I'm sorry, she's a pushover. And it's a lot of stuff that I don't give a darn if we just got married 2.2 seconds ago. You're going to show some respect, okay? One way or another. And so my thing is that he's just doing what she's allowing him to do. He came back the next day and just gave her this BS story. And she was just like, okay, well, let's make up. And I'm like, no, Negro. Mm-mm. No, it wouldn't have been that easy, but it was. And so I can't really knock Matthew when at the end of the day, he's only doing what you allow him to do, and then they here recently have stopped being sexual with each other, because they said that they want to learn that, actually more so see if they have a connection far beyond of their sexual nature. Now they know they have that, but do they have some kind of other connection? Which I get that, but again, you got to make sure that that relationship, as far as sex, is healthy. Even if it's not sex, it's like an intimacy. You want to make sure that that's there, that's prevalent, because you don't want to allow room for the enemy to come in at all. And you want to make sure that he's been fulfilled in all those areas in which he doesn't have to stray and look elsewhere. Now, um, that's that with the couples. And my thought on them is that I'm not quite sure. I don't think now that at this point, because at first, early on, I said that they were going to make it. Their chemistry is there, this and that third. In lieu of everything going on, even to the fact of the matter that she was crying and she was just, I don't know anymore. I really don't think that they're going to last. And even if they go past decision day, I don't think that they're going to last past that. It's going to be a divorce somewhere on down the line. But I don't think that they actually will make it to decision day. I think that something else is going to come up. Hopefully not, but I don't think so. Okay, so that's my intake and my viewpoint on these couples of Married at First Sight season 9. Now, here's my view on it all, okay? I commend all of these couples for being so adventurous. I pray that God actually does a work in each and every one of their marriages, because even though we don't understand it, this is something that, has been going on since the Bible days, arranged marriages, if you will. I just, believe that these professionals saw something. And I just pray that what God has joined together shall no man put asunder. And I just pray that, everything works out for them. But this is the thing. I feel that marriage is sacred. It is work. Anybody that tells you different is a fool. Marriage is not easy, but it's worth it. That's the difference. Okay. You have somebody that you get to literally grow old with, that loves you unconditionally, because they've seen you at your worst. I mean, you can't go nowhere. They're in the same house as you. So whatever you do in any kind of way you conduct yourself, it's all out now. You have somebody that is literally going to see you through for the rest of your life. And this day and age, it's like looked upon as to be something that we tend to take for granted, but it's actually a beautiful think I absolutely adore my husband. He's not perfect, nor am I. And we go through a lot in our marriage, but I guarantee you I wouldn't choose anybody else as patient, as kind, as loving as my husband is. And I give him kudos for dealing with someone that's as imperfect as myself. And so I say all that to say that these marriages are so different, each one of them. From virginities and to, full out just humping and rumping wrong sessions, But what I take from it is that you have to make your marriage what you guys agree for it to be. Not the world statistics, not the world belief, not the world thought process of it, but what is comfortable and foreseeable for you guys, and as long as you got God in there, he won't stray. I mean, he won't steer you, wrong. And I just really hope to God that they actually put forth the work in these marriages. Because if they do, they're actually going to see something come from it. You place a seed in the ground. If you don't water it, if you don't give it a chance to cultivate in good soil, good sunlight, and everything else, you can't expect the harvest. You have to put work in something for it to grow. Period. That's period. If you never allow a baby to crawl, they're not going to walk. Like seriously, if you always picking up a baby, always, you got to allow them to learn, to grow, to move, to function those limbs, those muscles. So, practice makes perfect, if you will. So, I just wanted to give my little spew on this, and I just really just hope that these next episodes bring about of some good news in regards to these relationships. For those that seen tonight's episode, please, please, I ask of you, don't spoil my comments. Nah, I don't care. I really don't. Most people can't stand a spoiler. I don't care. I'll still watch a movie. I'll still watch a show as if I didn't know none of that. Now, my husband, on the other hand, he hates that. He's like, you just gonna tell the movie? That stuff does nothing for me. It doesn't take the excitement. But I digress. Tell me what you think down in the comments below. Do you watch Married at First Sight? Do you agree with some of the thoughts that I stated or not? Tell me what you think down in the comments below. While you're there, please take out the time to like, share, and subscribe. If you are already a subscriber, hey, 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 welcome, welcome, welcome. And I appreciate you guys. All the new subbies, hello, welcome to the family. Hey, I need y'all help though. We need to name you guys, okay? Tasha K got her winos. Lovely T got her tea sippers. What are you guys gonna be? What is my reviews of Whitney D family want to be called? Okay, I can't keep calling y'all subbies. Okay, like come on now. Nonetheless, tell me about that too in the comments below. Welcome to the family. If you are already a subscriber, new or thinking about it, do not forget to click that notification bell so you know every time I upload. Thank you so very much. This has been Reviews with Whitney D, and I'm Whitney D signing off. Bye. I digress. Signing off. Deuces.